Here's a crazy studio story with Kanye. Kanye called me. I wish I'd kept the message, because he called me to ask me to work with him on 808s. And so I think he had called me when he was jogging, because I'll never forget I had this message that was just like, hey Saul, what's happening, man? I'm just thinking, that it would be really wonderful if we could like work together. I'm working on this album, man. I really think that, maybe you could help me with this album, 808s, I'm in the studio next week, and if you're free, and he says this heavy breathing Kanye on this message. So anyway, got to the studio. I'm there, and it's a year where I've decided that I'm not smoking weed this year, right? Like I'm doing it different right now. I always have different, cocktails for the year. I'm in the studio, there's lots of weed, but there's Hennessy, and I'm in the studio so it's Kanye. There's a bunch of other people, but the people I remember are Kanye and Cudi. Kid Cudi's in the studio as well. Kanye comes in with this tray of Hennessy. And I'm like, actually, I'm afraid to admit, but I've never actually tried Hennessy. I should have some Hennessy. So the thing is, I don't know how to drink it. I'm a wine drinker, right? And I see a wine glass, so I pour it like a glass of red wine, right? This is good. I finish my glass. I'm like, this is like a weed high. This is dope. I pour another glass of Hennessy. Another wine glass of Hennessy. Drink that. Next thing I know, Cudi is like, yo, I'm running the store, I'll be right back. He comes back with a 40 of OE, like classic old school style. It's like, yo, you gotta have some of this. He gives me a glass. Big, German beer glass of OE. We're going through the song Love Lockdown, and Kanye had recorded gibberish, where lyrics would go. And so my style was like, I'm just gonna help you interpret your gibberish so that it sounds just like your gibberish, but we're gonna find the words in there that sound perfect. So I'm helping with that. I'm excited with the music. I'm excited. It's my first time in the studio with Kanye, and I really like Cudi. He's funny as hell. And I get the beer. First thing I remember is I spill it on Kanye's Gucci jacket. Like, I spill the beer. I'm like, oh, sorry. We get excited, the song is coming out fresh, da-da-da, Love Lockdown, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, I feel a little dizzy. I try to walk to the bathroom. I make it to the bathroom, vomit a bit, come back into the room. Like, you okay? You're good. I drink a little more. Dude, I pass out on the studio floor. All I remember is hearing, what's her name? There's certain artists that passed by that came through. Of course, Kanye's in the studio, and so like certain artists are coming by to like say what's up. And I hear people stepping over me going, that's Saul Williams. I wake up at like 5 a.m, the studio is empty. And it's just a note. It's like, yo, we had to break out. In fact, after that, I ended up meeting Maurice Hennessy when I lived in Paris and getting invited to spend the weekend at the Hennessy estate and to make my own cognac and the whole nine. So yeah, I ended up spending a lot of time with Maurice Hennessy and getting a tour of the facility and drinking the oldest cognac known to humankind and all this shit. Yeah, I got better at my cognac game, I wish they could go back in time. We should go to that studio and get just the footage of me crashed out on the floor, with some Hennessy bottle on top of me and someone going, that's Saul Williams. That would be my... What a lot of people might not know about the Hennessy brand is that they actually employed the first African-American executive in America over 100 years ago. And that even when Booker T. Washington was looking to build his first university, Tuskegee Institute, the funding came from Hennessy. So a lot of artists often say, like, why are these rappers doing pictures with Hennessy, liquor in the community? But actually, Hennessy has always been invested and was super progressive at a time when a lot of the country here wasn't, So yeah, they helped fund the Tuskegee Institute.
And we're talking about high school and grade school. This is a pivotal time. This is an impressionable time. especially a time where you should be using your creativity and figuring out how to use your creativity along with book smarts.
The father comes up from the back like this and starts like charging Ray and start boxing him. Boom. Like, oh shit, Ray's axe getting beat up by a kangaroo.
Keep hip hop strong and keep it going and put music, good music back out there to the community.
Like my career isn't comprised of Kanye West or Common only. Blue Collar, whatever we're talking about with J Records, Blue Collar was a classic album.